Hi friends. So today we're going to talk about circles and squares. Most everybody has some kind of a circle punch. I happen to use, I had a 1 1/4, a 1 3/8, a 1 3/4, but it doesn't matter what size. And I also just used my 1 1/4 square punch for these cards that I'm going to show you. Okay, so if you have limited supplies at home, most everybody has a circle or a square punch. All right, so here's just some ideas. So this is just a piece of folded card base, and on that I've just have put a piece of pumpkin pie. And then if you'll take 4 squares and cut 2 of them in half from point to point. Okay, so that you wind up with triangles. Let me actually put it up here so it doesn't move. All right, so you have 2 squares and then 2 squares that are cut in half, long ways. And then if you will lay the squares right here and the little triangles right here, look what a cute card this makes. Easy peasy. Okay, put your little sentiment there, or you could put your sentiment going up here, but wouldn't that make just a very easy card? Whoops. Very easy, but it looks complicated. Okay, so let's do another one with squares. So I took, just punched out some squares out of some extra designer series paper that I had. This one I used the front and the back, okay? And I put them on just a piece of mat. Now you can see that they're not completely square. I was not lining them up exactly, but I always put them on here first and then trim it so I can kind of make sure that my size is good. All right, this is really kind of off on the bottom, but you'll see why that doesn't matter so much, okay? And then once you get them on here, you could certainly use the card just like this. Put it on here and then put your words on there, all right? Makes an easy card. All that is squares. But if you will take this and put it in an embossing folder, I'm using the Subtles folder, but it doesn't really matter which one you use, and run it through your Big Shot or your Cuddle Bug or whatever machine you have. So, there we go. It makes it look, to me, like a quilt. See how that kind of pulls it together. So that's just an extra little step you can do, and then you would put your words on the top. That's another cute card with squares. Okay, so here I took some browns and oranges and just punched out some squares, and I took a piece of, again, vanilla card base, put a piece of soft suede on top, and then if you'll take, I took 5 squares and just kind of ladder them going down like this. Okay, and then punch out some words and put on there 5 squares, and you've got a great card. Okay, so I have one more square card. All right, so I took squares of different colors, and I have 6 squares, and I took one corner and rounded it. Okay, doesn't matter what kind of rounder you have. Okay, and then we will take the trimmer again, and I'm going to trim all of these in half. And I'm going to use the half that I have the rounded. This you can save for another card. Okay, so we will do each of these. I guess I could have done this ahead of time, but okay. And everything goes slower when you're on the video, right? Hope everybody's doing well, staying in. I actually met my sister for lunch today, first time out of the house. Everybody was social distancing and staying apart. I was real proud of them. So I think everybody's still doing real well. It's been a tough time, I know, for a lot of people. Okay, so then we'll take these 6 halves and we will line them up like this. And it doesn't matter if you use all the same color or if you use different colors. See how this makes kind of a pinwheel? Isn't it cute? And it was just done with squares. And then I had a little button I had punched out. You could put that in the middle. You could put just a little circle in the middle. I have some flowers. You could put a flower in the middle, and then I would add my sentiment at the bottom. So 4 easy ideas for squares. All right, so let's take some circles now. All right, so first circle, I punched out 3 colored circles and 1 white one. I took a piece of the same paper and just put a little edge here. I would adhere that down. You could put a piece of ribbon around this if you liked, just to give it a little oomph if you want. Okay, and then I would just put a circle, turn this over and get a different color circle, the thank you, and another circle. Okay, and then if I add the ribbon, you know, I would wrap that around. Look how cute that is. And all it is, you've just got 4 circles there and this one little piece. So that's easy to do with your trimmer. Okay, so next one, I punched a whole bunch of circles, and these are just in varying degrees of red, okay? And then I took a piece of paper that's going to be the width of what I wanted something to be on here, all right? And then I added my liquid glue. I did most of these already so they could have time to dry. And then I just lined them up here. Okay, it doesn't matter, you want them to overlap. That's fine. 2, 3 there, and then I'll put 2 more down here. Move that over a little bit because I want to cover everything that I think I would like to use this one. There we go. Okay, so now I've just got all these circles punched. Now you could actually put this on your card like this and just cut it at the top and the bottom, but it really makes a neat design if you will take it and turn it over. And I'm going to trim off all of the excess on the circles here that I don't want to use. Okay. Paper trimmer. Oh, and I should have mentioned the fun thing about squares too is that if you don't have a square punch, you can easily just cut your own squares using your trimmer. So you don't even have to have a punch for those cards with the squares. There we go. Now, I would lay this on the card here. Whoops, it's a little bit too long. I think I'll trim it at the bottom. Card's 5.5. I thought I had trimmed that to the right size to begin with, but evidently I did not. Okay. Then I would sit that on here, and then I would put my words over here. See, all that is circles, just all in the, you know, similar colors. Okay, so the next one, I punched out a whole bunch of circles just in different colors, and I would glue those all over the card here. And I want them to overlap and lots of fun colors. Oops, I don't like that color though. There we go. So just put as many or as few circles on the card as you'd like, glue those down, and then add a happy birthday right on top. Very, very festive card, just with circles. Okay, and for one last one, I took a piece of the yellow, this is the Pineapple Punch cardstock, just cut a mat to go on top of it, and I would just very easily layer circles going down here. Doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason. Try to use some of the bigger ones and some of the smaller ones. Yep, and then I would put my thank you on here or on the inside of the card. So I hope that you've gotten some ideas for using either circles here like we have, easy cards, or using some of the squares. You can make a pinwheel. You can just line them up. You can run them through the embossing machine after you have them on here, or you can make a fun design. So I hope you have a great day and you try some of these projects with circles and squares.